Seann, I'm going to say this for you, Sarah, because if I may, I don't want to speak on your behalf, but on screen it looks like you've got nothing on under your shirt, and it's just it's a flesh-coloured T-shirt. It's totally unacceptable. And you got a photograph behind you of how you used to look when you were in shape. Are you in your new house now? Where are you now?
No, we're still at Grace's parents', hence my lockdown look.
It's weird. It's quite a weird background. It looks like you're in a panic room or something.
Oh my God! You were being serious. I didn't know those pictures.
Did your father-in-law put them up? That's quite strange.
That's Grace winding me up.
That's Grace winding you up, is it? Excellent. I'm glad I picked up on it.
Sarah, did you know about this? Have you planned this?
I noticed the clothes are missing from last week.
So you guys didn't know, this isn't you in cahoots with Grace getting her to put up pictures of me behind me?
We can't see that, Seann.
No, I could see it.
No, Jack could see it. That's what he was talking. Look.
Yeah.
Grace has put... Okay, so just in case anyone's not watching on YouTube, Grace, my other half, has, unbeknownst to me, put up old photos of me on the backdrop.
Yeah. Just because it will annoy you and
yes.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
And highlight what I look like now.
News just in from Danny Julian, who is he your agent?
He is,
Seann,
yes.
Yes. So Danny, don't know why he's texted me rather than you with this. And I don't think he knows that we're actually recording at this moment.
No.
But there's Amanda Holden shocks Heart Radio listeners by revealing that she takes a bath with her dog, or took a bath with her dog. I mean, I can try and make it. This literally just came through, so I'll see if I can make it. It might be too boring to. Let's have a.
Boring.
Hang on. No, I can't make it work. It's just some stupid music.
Work, aren't you?
Listening to Kendrick.
Stupid music.
Oh, it's Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, but with Amanda dancing around to it. But anyway, I don't know. It could have been something Danny sent by mistake. Who knows? It's just for his private collection.
If this is someone's first episode, they're thinking, "What am I listening to?" I apologise.
I think it'd be quite a lot of people's last episode. Oh gosh, what a bad start to the show. Sorry, everyone. Let's control ourselves.
Let's compose ourselves. Good morning. How are we?
Yes. Hello. How are you? You okay, Seann?
I'm good. Just pausing for a second on my appearance. Sarah, isn't there a message about when we did live? We did a live record of Oh My Dog, where the three of us met up in the studio in King's Cross. A video, Sarah wonderfully put out these reels of us on Instagram, and then someone commented on...
Let me find it.
On my appearance. And this is before the beard got like this.
But really? What was it? Was it negative?
I've got it here.
Here we go.
Hello, OMD. Not being mean, but Jack and Sarah look quite smart and ready to be on camera. And is it me, but Seann looks like he just got out of bed? Yeah. I replied to her and I said, "You're lucky he didn't turn up in his dressing gown."
Yes. Quite right too, because that
is from Alison. Yeah.
I just want to say to Alison, well, first of all, offence taken, and then and secondly, that was me making an effort. That was me making an effort.
That was in the studio.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
My rule is if I've put on jeans, that's me making an effort.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, Look, before go on. What?
No.
What is? He's got the smirk.
I was going to ask what's happening. What's happening with the beard first of all? Just because it's.
I've got this thing. It's not an embarrassment. I'm not, but I just because I'm at Grace's parents. I just find it strange.
Staying out the bathroom, are you? Is it?
No.
You don't want to shave?
I just find it strange shaving in my in-laws' house. I just find that weird.
Okay. No, okay. I understand. I mean, it's fair enough. It's you could go to the barber if you wanted it done, I suppose.
I'm going to today.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because do you know what? Do you know what it is? I get really paranoid about this sort of thing. I'll disclose it with you. I think they listen to this, but I don't want to be in the bathroom shaving and then one of them needs the toilet. That will drive... And the anxiety of
You
that
can always
fear,
leave the bathroom when they do that.
But
You don't have to just keep going. Has no one told you this, how to share a house with someone?
I don't want to. You are right. I hadn't looked at it like that. No, they. I just don't like. I don't like holding people up because I'm shaving. And so I'm just letting the beard grow.
Oh,
because
okay.
I can't stand the thought of. I hate being in the bathroom and someone knocking on the door and going, "Is someone in there?" That moment there means that I can't shave.
Right, okay. So it's yes. So that's a very inhibiting thing for you, is it? Yeah. Well,
there we go. Some free therapy for me today.
Yeah.
That's enjoyed that. Thank you very much.
We all have our hang-ups.
Now, before we catch up with Dolly and Juniper and Mildred, just quickly, as we're recording, we have just passed International Women's Day.
Yes,
has just gone.
Of course.
So it's only tradition here that we have a little joke in the style.
Oh no!
I'm sure.
I've spoken to ChatGPT and AI has written a joke about International Women's Day in the style of Jack D. And I won't attempt his voice because I can't do it, but here we are. International Women's Day. Fantastic. A whole day to celebrate women. Just the one, mind you. The other 364, back to normal, everyone. Lovely. Don't know.
Even by AI's high standard so far, that's low.
Stinker.
Yeah, I'm going to get cancelled, and it'll all be some computer in the Nevada desert or something that has come up with that stuff. Nothing to do with me. It's just.
I think it's got a thing about days, hasn't it? Because it usually does say, "Oh, go back to normal the rest of the year."
Yeah,
that seems to be a shtick.
That's one of his.
Oh, okay, yeah,
tropes.
Yeah. No, the rest of the day. Anyway.
So how's Dolly?
Well, as we were just talking about bathrooms, Dolly had a lovely spa day with Hattie and Jane because I was away, and we've been waiting for the sun to come out because she's got quite a thick coat really, and if you get her wet, it's quite hard to get her thoroughly dry. So she had a lovely spa. I think, have you put the pictures up on the...
I'm going to put them up. I'm just getting them right now.
They're very sweet.
Absolute
very nice.
Beauty.
Oh, lovely.
Poor Dolly. And when I came home, she was particularly anxious to kind of get me indoors and show herself off to me. It was really lovely. Yeah,
that's very sweet.
It's very, very fluffy and yeah, it's lovely.
Does she enjoy the spa day?
I think she does enjoy it. She goes a bit quiet when you're actually washing her. There she.
Adorable.
I know she goes a bit quiet when you're washing her, but she's just sort of taking it all quite seriously. And she knows that it's a nice thing we're doing, even if she doesn't love getting wet. And then we blow dry her, and then she goes all crazy. She gets the zoomies. She runs around on the bed and goes nuts. And then later on, we try and give her usually a second blow dry because she does have this kind of it's a sort of 3-ply coat that she has, so it goes quite dense. And so to get her dried right down to the skin takes a bit of a while. But anyway, she's very happy with herself like that. It was really sweet.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
We've got a clean Dolly.
Yeah, how about Mildred?
Well, do you know what? This just in. Mildred, late last night, it must have been, I don't know, when's it getting light now? 4:30, 5?
In the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so. I don't get up that early, but yeah.
But she woke me up.
Ah, just to tell you. Have you noticed?
Finally.
It's getting early.
She goes, and with, because at Grace's parents, the garden's so big out here, out in Zone 6. You know, it's like a park. And so sometimes you get, you know, is it a cat outside, or does she really need to go to the toilet for some reason? And I thought, I can't let her out. It's so early, I can't let her out barking. So I'm going to do the thing that Simon had discussed on here and we had seen on Instagram. And I'm going to put her on a lead. And I put her on the lead and she didn't bark. And I just walked her out. And she had a little wee and took her back in. So that so far has been really successful. So when we do move into the new place, I'm going to really start with. Basically, she won't be allowed in the garden without being on lead, because we really need to get that barking down, because I'm just so conscious, which I think I mentioned, that we're the new guys in town. And not only do we have a dog that's quite mad, we will have probably by that point 2 screaming children.
Yes.
So yes, it would be nice to.
I imagine by then you'll welcome the barking just to drown out the screaming of the kids. Go ahead, Mildred. Just knock yourself out.
No, please, anything. I was staying over in the flat. I had to stay over. I think last week.
Your old flat?
No, I had the new flat.
The
new flat is being. The reason we're not in there, it's all very boring, but we had to wait for it to get damp-proofed.
Okay.
So before it was getting damp-proofed, there was a window where I could stay over and get the Wi-Fi sorted, right? And I met the neighbours. I met the new neighbours, lovely neighbours. And they said, sorry, our cat, you might see our cat sometimes staring through your back window.
Right.
The people that last lived here used to let the cat in.
Oh, right.
And I said, that won't be happening anymore. We've got, sorry, I've got a dog. And they said, well, you never know, they might get on. And I said, I know. It's not going to work. I feel very guilty. And I saw the cat yesterday when we were around to see how the damp proofing was going. And the cat just wanders in.
Oh, right.
It just wanders in. If the door's open, it just has a little.
I can't wait to see how Mildred deals with that. That's going to. I just imagine her going, hang on a minute, what's going on here? Who are you?
So I feel bad for the cat, because the cat doesn't know it, but the cat has essentially lost a house.
Yes,
It's now lost an entire floor that it thought was his or hers. So sorry.
It'll be fascinating to see if they do get on. I mean, I love the optimism of your neighbours. I'm not sure I share it.
No. So yes, I will keep you in the know.
Yeah, I want to know about that. How's Juniper, Sarah?
Oh, she's good. So we went round to Daisy's house the other day, and it was lovely because at first Daisy was a little bit territorial, understandably.
Yeah,
new dog in the house.
Yeah.
And she did do a little bit of mild growling, which Michaela was my friend Michaela, who you know well.
Yeah.
She was telling her off. I said, no, she's fine. This is a new thing. We haven't been round here before with dogs.
Yes.
So anyway, and then they were just together walking around and playing, and it was so lovely. And so we said we must do more of that, because that is definitely Juniper's best friend.
That's really helpful for them to kind of share territory. Has Daisy been to your house?
No, she hasn't actually.
Okay, right.
No, but we need to do a bit more of that. Usually we meet in the park.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. It's one of those things, isn't it? Yeah.
And what was the playing? Rolling about or chasing?
They were sniffing each other and just being together and wandering around the house together and going to little areas together.
Sweet.
It was really nice.
I love seeing that. It's great.
Yeah.
That's really nice. And because Daisy's considerably bigger, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. And as soon as she was growling, Juniper lay on her back and revealed her belly like she does.
No.
And she's trying to say, like, no, I'm fine. Honestly, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to take your toys or anything.
Oh.
We're mates.
Yeah, it sounds very good-natured. Sounds really nice.
It's great. I loved it.
So all of our dogs have had a very nice week.
They have,
It's quite nice.
Yeah. That's good. Nice to report. That's very good news.
No drama.
And we had an email from Lisa, which I believe has got a video accompanying it, has it?
Let me get that.
It says, hello all, heart shape emoji. Seann was talking recently about how Mildred asks him to carry on talking to her by pawing him.
Yes.
And asked if any other dogs do similar. My little Lakeland Terrier, Crumble, asks us to carry on giving her kisses by pawing us and pushing her face against ours. It's a silly little thing, but we love it. I have a video of her doing it that I can send you. Love the pod, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. And it says brackets, Lisa is Juniper's groomer.
She is.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
I love the name Crumble. I'd never seen Crumble. So here's the little video.
Sweet.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Yeah, do it again.
She loves it, doesn't she?
Isn't that sweet? Yeah.
Yeah, very cute.
It's very nice.
That is really nice. I know that even, Dolly is the same. She likes having her tummy tickled. And then if you stop, she'll kind of, keep going. I've been doing it for 10 minutes now.
Yeah, exactly. Mildred likes if I'm sat up on the sofa. Mildred likes parking her head in between my knees,
right.
And then she likes me to rub her face, really scrub her face with both hands, and then the same thing, exactly like what's the dog's name? Exactly Crumble. Like Crumble starts kind of almost headbutting me.
Yeah. I know. They love the attention. It's funny, isn't it? Yeah.
We have another email here. This is from Steve. Steve says, "Hi all. My dad's Cocker Spaniel Sally eats all sorts, but one of her most famous was eating a £20 note." Oh, yes, this is fantastic. We asked the listeners to get in touch and tell us strange things that their dogs have eaten. A £20 note. Steve continues, "She managed to scoff most of it, but before my dad found the remains. The best part is that the Bank of England will replace damaged notes if you send the remains to them and fill out the form. One of the questions on the form was, do you know where the missing pieces of the note are? If so, please specify. So he had to write, in the dog." Love the pod. Keep up the great work. Cheers, Steve.
Oh, yeah, nice one, Steve. We were talking about, how did that start? What were we talking about? What the stuff that dogs eat?
We know
Mildred had the butter, didn't she?
Mildred had the butter. That was it. Yes, but a £20 note. That's the most expensive one so far. If there are any listeners that can compete with that, with their dog eating something more expensive than a £20 note.
Yes, it'd be good. Well, I think I've already said that our first Dachshund, Barney, he ate a cheque that from my agent.
Yes.
Yeah. A pretty big tour cheque as well. It was quite a lot of money. And he ate it as it came through the letterbox. And Addison, my erstwhile manager, and sadly no longer with us, but he had a lot of fun saying that no, he can't reissue the cheque. Sorry about that. It's on Barney.
There you go. So if anyone can beat Jack's tour money, please get in touch.
Those are the days when you get checked through the post. But I remember what that prompted me to say when we talked about the butter.
Yes.
That Juniper ate.
Mildred.
It was Mildred.
Yeah.
But after we did the podcast, it reminded me that my brother, when he was really young, took a pack of butter out of the fridge and unwrapped it and skated around the kitchen on it. It's genius, really, isn't it?
It really is.
I think he's about 3 or something, I found the game.
Oh, what a great use. I might give it a go. I'll report back.
Well, I was at that similar age. I was obsessed with finding if there was any of the eggs would bounce. No. I just dropped them one at a time on the kitchen floor. There you go.
Oh, the poor parents.
I know.
Getting back eggs everywhere. Butter, butter everywhere.
Yeah, the biggest cake on earth we made in there.
Oh dear. Yes, well, I'll have a think and see if I can remember.
I'm sure you were an angel.
I'll tell you what I once did do that's food related is to try and get out of school. I don't know how old I must have been under the age. I was still at primary school, so we're talking 11 and down.
Yeah.
And I got some porridge and I got some peas and I cut up bits of carrot and then I stirred it all together and poured it down the toilet and said, "Look, Mum, I can't go to school. I've been sick."
That's fantastically elaborate. Fantastically elaborate.
Really went
detail.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Did it work? Did you get a day off school?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to lie. I don't remember. I really don't remember.
That's pretty convincing, I think, the look of that.
Yes,
I was faking it that I wasn't well one morning, and my mum brought me a mug of hot chocolate and stuck a thermometer in my mouth and went out to get some aspirin for me or something. Oh. And I stuck the thermometer in the hot chocolate to make it look. But it broke. It broke in two.
Oh no!
Yeah,
no, of course it.
Try explaining that. I thought I'd stir it. I wasn't.
My temperature is so hot, it's actually snapped.
I'm actually boiling, literally boiling. Yeah. I cannot go to school. Oh dear. Nightmare children.
Oh dear. Well, I think that's. I think it's time to.
We should. I'm looking forward to this. Jeff Norcot is a comedian, writer, and political commentator. He regularly appears on shows like Mock the Week, The Last Leg, and Have I Got News for You. He hosts his own weekly podcast, What Most People Think. And his stand-up special, Basic Bloke, can be seen on ITVX. But we don't want to hear all about Jeff's amazing achievements. We want to get to know him through his dogs.
Am I allowed to be negative about my dogs? Or does that not feel...
Absolutely. We'd love to hear that. I'm sorry that you feel the occasion to be negative about your dog, Jeff. Let's go straight into it. What's the matter with? It's Anne-Marie you've got, isn't it?
It's two dogs. We call them after female pop stars. So we got Lily Allen.
Okay.
Who we got 14 years ago, as you can sort of tell by the cultural headwinds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anne-Marie, who's after... She was a judge on The Voice, but Anne-Marie's the problem. We were bought a cockapoo, so I thought it'd be a small dog.
Right.
Anne-Marie is toy dog size, and she was rust-coloured when we bought her, and she's no longer rust-coloured. And she tries to fight. She's basically Scrappy Doo. She tries to fight she's really small, and she tries to fight everyone. And she's quite loving, but she's quite irritating. It has to be said.
Yes, and so you got her from a Blue Cross, is that right? You adopted her from there?
No, we paid. That's why I'm so annoyed, Jack, because I feel like you know that phrase, "You've been sold a pup."
Yes.
Well, yes. This must be where it comes from. She's 4 now, and she still acts like a puppy. She's not maturing on any level. And just her need for attention from my wife is, I think there's some weird thing between them. I think my wife's over-encouraged it as well, but we're too far down the line. She is what she is.
Dogs tend to, at least, kind of cling on to one of the parents, as it were.
Yeah.
And so your dog has clung on to your wife.
Yeah, I'm the stern Victorian father, I think.
Yes.
Of that. Whereas Lily, on the other hand, she's 14. I've got so much respect for Lily. She's difficult, she's stubborn, but she actually has a personality. She doesn't need love.
Is Lily a cockapoo as well?
She's a cockapoo. She's a decent size, Lily, and that's the thing. So I just thought, Jack, that she would be the same size. But Lily was my firstborn, so there's that.
Okay. Yeah. And how do Lily and Anne-Marie get on?
Anne-Marie was horrible.
Sorry, Jeff. What's the gap between them then?
Well, so this is where we've basically...
about 10 years.
Yeah, so we basically got it horribly wrong. So Lily was basically entering her dotage, and we introduced Scrappy Doo into her life. Imagine if Scooby-Doo was in a retirement home and only just met Scrappy Doo then.
Right, okay.
And so we brought in Scrappy Doo, and she bullied. So because Lily's quite a passive dog, Anne-Marie basically bullied Lily, and that's why Anne-Marie thinks she can win any fight, because at home she's a boss. But Lily But Lily, I've got a very strong relationship with Lily. Me and her were once involved in a fight with a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. So there was a Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
What went on there?
So I was walking down the road and there was a bloke, like a midweek drunk, basically, and there was a Staffy. Tuesday 11 a.m. job. Okay. Yeah. And also the people I'm most jealous of, but that's another story. Yeah. But he was walking down and there was a Staffy off its lead next to him. And he just made this hand gesture, and the Staffy sat down. I thought, all right, don't want to profile or be prejudiced. It's a Staffy. He appears to have it under control. And then he walked off in another direction, and the Staffy stayed. So the hand gesture and the sitting was a coincidence, and the Staffy was just running loose. So I thought, here we go. And then it started attacking my dog, and then
That's very scary when that happens.
Yeah. It had that with Lily's. It was very scary. It had Lily's whole head in its mouth at one point. So I got in there. Dear. I got in there, prized the jaws apart, which apparently you're not able to do unless there's some weird manoeuvre which we probably shouldn't discuss.
Yeah. Okay. That's something to manage to do that. Actually, it's quite unusual. Opening the mouth is really hard, but you can hold it closed more easily. I mean, this is something I read about crocodiles, so I am winging it at the moment.
but do you know the weird thing though, Jake, is why are blokes obsessed with stuff like this about how you fight a shark?
Well, you never know. You never know.
You punch it on the nose. I think maybe I'm just telling this story because I'm a proud dad in a way. I reacted how I hope.
Yes, but because the stuff has the jaw lock, right? This is what we're talking about.
The truth of it is, it probably didn't, but I was so scared because I couldn't probably have opened it if it did. So in my mind, I was so alarmed that maybe it was just playing.
Yeah.
No, come on, don't big it up. You're a hero.
Well,
you're
what happened was. But Lily was, when dogs scream, that's quite nice. So she was sort of screaming, and then
it's awful.
And then she ran over into this other garden. Lily got free, almost got run over, and then me and the Staffy went chasing after her. And the garden had loads of long grass, so the Staffy then couldn't see Lily, and I was just shouting, "Lily, Lily!" And I just
it's terrifying.
I was traumatized by it. But then I just thought on that Tuesday morning, for any other people that couldn't see either of the dogs, to have just seen a fully grown man go, Lily, just to nothing, apparently, to some long grass. So me and Lily have got history. I guess that's why. I didn't know I needed dog therapy until we started. It
sounds like it was quite a bonding experience for you, that you went through this trauma with Lily, and that's why you're closer with Lily. Perhaps, is that fair to say?
I think I was the father that I wished to be in that moment. You know.
Yeah.
If it was Anne Marie,
we're proud of you, Jeff.
Thanks, man. I just needed some validation. The tour's just got on sale. You know what it's like.
Yeah, of course you knew that. Yeah.
Please, but it's like a birthday party, and you go, I'm going to have 80 birthday parties and see if I can get blown out at every single one. So maybe subconsciously I brought the Lily story out because that was a win, you know.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. So were you brought up with dogs? Did you always have them all, as a child? And
no, my family, it was weird. We were a working class family, but we didn't as a family support a football team, and we didn't have a dog, so maybe we weren't working class, you know.
Oh right, okay, yeah. Exceptions to the rule always, yeah.
What made you get a dog then, in which case? Normally it is that people have had dogs, you know, throughout their entire lives, and they carry that on.
When we were 14, I got it. When we were 14, we got a dog called Jamie, but that because when we lived on council estate, we was in a flat, so we had cats. We had a lot of cats. But then when we moved to a house, it was almost like a luxury, I suppose. So we got a dog, Jamie. He was a great dog, and he was a good dog.
Jamie?
Jamie was the kind of dog that is a mutt. Like you don't really see that often now. There'll probably be like some dark thing that comes out about what really happened to the mutts one day, because there was a lot of them once, and then suddenly...
there were. Don't see so many now, do you? You see all the breeds of. Although what you do get is people. It clearly is a mutt, but they've come up with a posh name for it. You know, just to sort of account for all its different pedigrees that have gone into it. Yeah. There was a photo that I was sent. I think it was Anne Marie dressed as an elf. Something, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, straight away, I hope you would know that didn't come from me. You know, when
You say that.
So Lily, another reason I have respect for Lily is once we put a jumper on Lily once, and she looked so ashamed. She just sat and she didn't move until we took it off again, and I respected that again because she knew her own mind.
Yeah.
Whereas Annie's that kind of like just tap dancing little dog. The song that I sing for Annie is
You sing a song. This is great.
It's not not in the way that you might think. I mean, it's sort of like a satirical thing. Is in The Greatest Showman, Never Enough. You know that song? Mm-hmm. That's her song because however much attention or love or people looking at her is never enough. She needs more. You know what? Your listeners are going to now get the dog people around because they'll be worried for Annie. I should point out that I execute's not a good word in this context. I take care of my duties. I walk her. In some ways, it's more of a loving relationship because I love her despite her, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So, can you give us a sample of the song? How does it go?
Never enough, never. Yeah. Just when because she like climbs my wife, and then she'll get closer, and then she's trying to climb in my wife's head. It's like it's non-stop.
Well, you've given us a snippet of it. Was very nice. It was very nice. A snippet of the song. Do you have a voice that you use to talk to the dogs?
Not.
So you just talk to dogs like Jeff.
Yeah, I've got quite a good voice at sort of saying, Lily, if I want to get her to come somewhere, like resonant. I think they must hate it, like, when your mum and dad calls you downstairs, that voice.
Oh, okay.
I always wanted to have.
Quite a strict voice, that was.
Yeah, that was quite stern.
Yeah.
That sounded like, to me, that sounded like the voice you use when Lily's not followed you in the park and you want her to hurry up. So you go, Lily.
Yes, I mean these days she's so old that I'm more allowing these days. Also, she's a bit deaf and she has dementia, Lily. So I make accommodations.
Yeah,
I make accommodations, but I have to say it like that because otherwise, she don't know what day of the week it is. Really, bless her.
So obviously, like Seann and myself, you're quite often away touring. First of all, who looks after the dogs? I imagine that's that's your wife or your kids and stuff.
You mean on an ongoing basis or
on an ongoing basis? Yeah.
So it depends what you mean by look after. If you mean like who's the only one that walks them both twice a day, me, twice a day, every day, without fail, rain or shine. Get up early sometimes to do it, but apparently that's not enough to be the loved one.
You can never win, but I suspect it's because they think he's only doing this because he's going away on tour again soon. He's trying to make up. He's trying to buy our affection by walking us. So when you're away on tour, how does that affect you, and how does that affect the dogs and your relationships?
Because of where I live, I don't have to stay away as much as some comics. So I live about an hour north of London. I can get to Leeds in like 2.25 hours. It's a great place
to be, actually, isn't it? Because you're just in the middle of everything.
Well, it's also a lot closer to being up north than I ever wish to be. That's worrying. I don't think I'd go any. I don't think I'd go any further north. I'm at my limit, really. But
Jeff will be doing dates up north. You can get tickets.
Well, do you know what I just did on my social media? I literally just did. Is that question you always get asked when you release your tour dates, which is why aren't you coming here? Why aren't you coming to this place? No one's heard of. Why aren't you coming to my front room? I thought, you know what? I'm going to answer every single question honestly, and that's what I'm in the process of doing. And I just said, someone said, why didn't you come to Morpeth? I was like, because it sounds depressing and it's far away. You just got fight fire with fire. But in terms of the effect on the dogs, Lily's well used to it. Annie, in fairness, I'll say something positive about Annie. She is very loving and she really does get the hump. When she sees certain bags come down, she goes and sits on her bed. Yeah. Another positive thing about her, she's very, that thing of if you're upset, dogs come over. Lily, not like that at all. She almost thought like sadness was contagious,
right?
And would try and get as far away from you as possible if you're upset. Whereas Anne-Marie, she's an empath.
Okay. Right.
And how well trained are they?
Terribly. I mean, like Lily.
Did you do anything? Did you get someone?
Lily,
in?
We did the basics with Lily. Anne-Marie, just pure feral. Probably my fault. I walk her twice a day. Just. Awful, no boundaries, totally awful.
Could go off lead?
Anne-Marie probably could, but only because of her desperate need for our love. So she wouldn't actually get far enough away that we couldn't tell her something nice or do, a silly voice or stroke her.
Yes.
But I imagine then that the walking is done by others if you are away. Is that right?
Well, as most men that own dogs know, that's the hope, isn't it? That's always the hope. But you know, I think definitely once a day while I'm away. I like to go because I think at the end of the day with dogs, their life is pretty mundane. Walking is all they have, so I just think that whatever happens, I want to give them both
big part of their day. Big part of their day.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it all probably becomes a bit surreal to them. So, and I try to vary the walks because where I live, there's quite. I mean, I can't walk as far as
you mix up your routes.
Oh, I've got to mix up your routes. Keep it fresh for them. Keep it fresh for them. Keep it fresh for me. Dad's happy. Dog's happy.
I think my experience is dogs like the same route because they want to check out who's been there and smell the same tree and lamppost and all that.
Especially once they've got dementia as well. I mean, Lily, I try to even cross the road at a different point.
Jeff, on that, because I didn't know about that. How's that been? If you don't mind me asking, is it something difficult to live with, and are there steps to dealing with it?
She's still physically very fit for she has an appetite to go out walking, and a lot of dog behaviour is repetitive anyway, so it's quite hard to spot. But it was just the vet sort of said to us, I don't think it's like that, but I've just noticed her sort of unwillingness to go off track in terms of any behaviours, really. So I try to just be more sympathetic. Or she just, I don't know, she just, ever since Annie's been there, she just doesn't want to remember anything that's happened recently. It might be a choice.
She's putting it on.
It's funny though, isn't it, that you got Anne-Marie because Lily was getting on, but it sounds like Lily's had a second wind as a result. Do you think that's true? That she thought, hang on a second, I'm not going to be. Yeah.
I hope so. Well, a couple of years ago, there was Lily had both. I can't remember what it was, but both things in her back legs went, which is very common for cockapoos. And it was a kind of like, what do we do here? You know, and there was like, is this worth it? Let's give her. We felt bad because we'd ruined her dotage.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's get her legs sorted and give her another couple of good years. And that is actually how it's turned out. I think if Lily had, gone to doggy heaven at that point, there'd been a lot of regret and recrimination, and a lot of it would have been well founded. We'd got a young dog right at the worst possible time. Right. But it's great to have an old dog that literally still hounds you for walks. There's a certain
Yes.
Some days are worse than others, though. Like she'll get up and she'll just go nap. And we get into that point. It'll be a sad day when it comes, but for now, she's still walking.
Well, good. That's great to hear. Do you think? Do you see? Cause I'm fascinated always when people have more than one dog, and I'm quite jealous because we've got the one, and we can't really have more than the one dog. What with 2 kids in London and whatnot, and me being away a lot of the time. So, did Lily try and kind of instill anything in Anne-Marie? Did you see, was there sort of teaching there? There's just nothing. You're saying
nothing. She slipped into an immediate funk, which lasted about 2 years, and Anne-Marie took that as her supremacy. So it's probably the worst outcome. Like, she bullied her. Like, she blatantly bullied her, and it was hard to... That was where I've struggled with Anne-Marie, is from the start, I didn't like what I saw. And she's calmed. She's calmed down on that front. I'm going to get in so much trouble with my wife. She knew I was doing this podcast. She knows how I talk about Anne-Marie. She's like, please,
I hope Anne-Marie can't hear this.
Look, I've taken her for a really lovely 35-minute walk already today. I'm doing the basics.
Okay. No, you're being very honest, and we appreciate that. That's what it's all about. It's not always an easy ride with your dog, and sometimes it can be very difficult like that. I like the idea that Lily wasn't getting too involved with Anne-Marie and just didn't teach her anything, because she just thought, I hope you do get into trouble. I hope.
I think you're absolutely right. I do think that's what happened. She. But yeah, they sort of get on in a fashion, and it is, what is nice with having 2 is that if you do have to go out for a few hours, it's just the fact that there's 2 living things there. And also coming back late at night, I'm trying to basically encourage Seann to get a second one. It's like coming back late at night from a tour show. It is great. The greeting of 2 dogs. The greeting of 1 dog is great, but 2
is part of our lives. It must be lovely. So they all come charging in, do they? And and see, how did it go? It was a good show. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Don't look at Twitter.
Yeah, and then like I said, Annie's an empath. She's like, "Don't worry, Jeff. It's just a work in progress. It's just these are just.
Exactly.
It's not supposed to be funny at this point.
I thought it was funny.
So are they allowed all around the house? Where are they? Sofas? Doesn't matter what.
Yeah, whole shebang.
Well,
all over the place.
Bed. Lily used to sleep in our rooms. She used to sleep on the end of the bed, then by the side of the bed. But then she started sort of ruining it for herself by just going and waking up my son and just doing, sort of pranking him really. And we just we can't have that. So, but then once we got the second dog, having them in the kitchen overnight, you feel less bad about. Lovely dog. Lovely dog bed, but so we had 2 dog beds. So Lily's a bigger dog, and he's smaller. So we had appropriately sized ones. But every night we go, that's your bed, that's your bed. In the morning, Annie in the big bed, Lily in the tiny bed. So then we sort of thought to equal it out, we just get them both massive beds. But I thought, that's just Annie winning again, isn't it? She just gets a massive bed. That's kind of all she ever wanted.
The question we always end on, Jeff, is do you let your dogs kiss you on the mouth?
No, I don't. I think I don't let them that close because they do seem to have an incredible ability to just know the moment it's open and just get in there like little kissing ninjas. So no, I'm not that. I'm not that dog owner. I would say if I could characterise this, is I am a Victorian parent dog owner. I'm giving solid sustenance type love. I'm giving them what they need rather than what they want.
Yeah, so there's the odd fireside chat and stuff goes on, does it? With look here, Lily.
Yeah, I go a bit little Mr. Banks now. What an Englishman wants from his dogs. I break into a little song. A bit of respect and decent size.
Well, Jeff, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, please no one send the RSPCA around. These dogs are loved. I'm just being honest. I know there are other people out there that feel like this.
You're safe.
So you're on your work on tour, your work in progress until September, is that right?
So the main tour, my last tour was called Basic Bloke, so I've called this one Basic Bloke 2. Because I thought, what could be more basic and blokey than just giving it a sequel, which I'm pleased with.
That's good. Okay.
Good idea.
Well, look out for that.
And all these cerebral comics, you spend years trying to come up with funny titles. I'm just let's have a sequel. I love a sequel.
It's a good title.
I like it.
Yeah, Live Nation, there's tickets all over, apart from the weird and depressing places I didn't want to go.
Of course, like Morpeth, we now know. Where you will never be welcome, we know this as well.
I'm fine with that.
Jeff Norcott, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great hearing about you and your dogs.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers now.
Jeff Norcott.
Jeff, no, it was a very interesting talk, wasn't it? Because I really appreciate his honesty there, and it goes to show really what it tells you is it's so obvious that all dogs have completely different personalities. They can have the same breed, they can look alike and so on, but they're totally different, and you have a different relationship with them.
That's it, the different relationship, the different characteristics breed the different relationship, and I mean, he obviously clearly loves them both as well, and that's very sweet.
Of course.
And actually, Jack, he does, I forgot to mention this, he has a great bit on dogs, a great bit of stand-up that he does on dogs that he did live at the Apollo. So
did he? Okay.
You can see that on his Instagram.
Okay. Well, that's a good one to go and look at.
But yeah, fantastic. Jeff Norcott there.
Yeah, very nice one. Well, thank you very much for listening to Oh My Dog. We love getting all these insights from our guests, and we hope that you're enjoying getting to know a different side of them through their love of dogs.
Yes, and you can now subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please go and do that. Then you get to see the photos of me behind me. On the Zoom call. Very exciting. And you can follow us on Instagram at OMDpod. Keep getting in touch by emailing us at hello@omdpod.com, and you'll find lots of extra content on the Instagram. And please keep on sending your emails and your voice notes.
And don't forget to give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast as well. Please remember, a dog is for life, not just for podcasts.
I think maybe we should call the RSPCA.
Yeah, I think you probably should, actually. Yeah. Let's get them round now.